advanced artificial intelligence. Dr. Seymour, before we get into the basics and the fundamentals of what you've been doing, given recent events, do you regret your work? Do you regret the path that it's taken? And do you wish you had never gone down this path?
Before I address all that, I should probably go back in history and give you some background. My father was Dr. Thaddeus Wilson, renowned in his fields, all of them various fields. You may know him. He's very well regarded in many scientific circles: aerospace engineering, psychiatry, complex physics, mathematics. Easily the smartest man I have ever known, and I have known millions of smart people. My father and his parents emigrated to this country from Scotland in the early 1920s when my father was only a few years old. My grandfather, a pretty amazing man in his own right, did whatever he could to support the family. He was a stonemason, he was a barber, he was a tailor at one point, bricklayer, anything to keep the family afloat, he did. Fortunately for my father, he demonstrated an early skill in advanced mathematics and theoretical sciences, which allowed him to attend some very prestigious universities, thanks to the generosity of some significant benefactors. In fact, at age 17, he was admitted to Harvard University, and by 23, he was a doctor of aerospace engineering. An incredible man. And he certainly wouldn't approve of this, by the way, smoking. I only started about 10 years ago, but where we're going, I doubt it'll matter much. Anyway, as an aerospace engineer, he moved my sister, my mother, and me all over the world: Eastern Europe, Western Europe, Canada, United States, as he worked in both the public and private sectors for various governments and companies all over the world. And he made a very good living by that point. And then, remarkably, in his late 30s, he decided to embark on an entirely new endeavor. He wanted to become a practicing doctor of psychiatry because he told me once, Seymour, I live for the why. And I thought he was talking about some obscure mathematical equation, but no, he was talking about the why of everything. Not just the why of the scientific world or the mathematical world, but the why the human world. Why people did what they did and do what they do. That fascinated him. And against all odds and against any need he may have had, he certainly didn't need the money at that point. He enrolled in Stanford University, not far from where we were living at the time in California. And by the time he was 45, he was a doctor of psychiatry, on top of all of his other accolades. And he began seeing patients in our home because he didn't want to set up an actual office or join a practice. Little did he know, and I never told him this his entire life because he would have been outraged and furious at me, but his home office, in the ceiling, there was an air duct that went clear up unobstructed to the guest bedroom in our house, which was rarely used. And I was in there one day and I heard him talking to his patients.